Well, 1968 was a pivotal year for me. It was sink or swim time, really. I was 18 and I had just graduated from high school, and I needed to get away from my foster parents' house. So I enrolled in San Jose City College and I moved to a boarding house in San Jose with a bunch of women, and I needed a job. One day, an older woman, like 30, her name was Bobby, stopped me in the hall and said, "Are you looking for work?" "Yeah, how'd you know?" "Well, my company is looking for people to work the night shift, and I have an in with the boss. I think he'd like a pretty little thing like you." "Well, that'd be great. What does it pay? $4 an hour? Wow, I can pay my rent. What do I have to do?" "Well, come on down tomorrow night and my boss will tell you all about it." So the next night I go to this office building in San Jose and I go in to meet the manager. And he comes up to me and he says, "Hello, darling, you can call me Bill." He looked just like Elvis. He had those big mutton chop sideburns and those tinted glasses, the Las Vegas fat Elvis. And he reached out to shake my hand with his left hand, which was odd. But I realized that he only had one arm. He had a prosthetic hand for the missing one, and it was kind of a bad one at that. But Bobby says, "You'd be real good at this job." "Well, that'd be great. What do I do?" "Well, here's what we do. People love to read magazines. We give them the chance to subscribe to 5 magazines for 5 years and just pay a small monthly fee. You just have to call them." All right, well, I can dial the phone. All right. Hello, Mrs. Ramsbottom. Yes, how are you? Wonderful. I'm here to tell you that you can subscribe to 5 magazines for 5 years. That was rude. All right, let me try again. Hello, Mrs. McGillicuddy. Yes, how are you? How are you today? Wonderful. Well, I have great news for you. You can subscribe to 5 years of 5 magazines, including Life. And what did you call me? Wow, this job was terrible. People kept hanging up on me and they were rude. It was the worst job in the world. Except in about 4 weeks, I got really good at it. And I was slamming down orders right and left, 3, 4, 5 a night. And I became known in both shifts for the best salesperson. And I was feeling really good. And in 6 months, Bill, my boss, promoted me to night shift supervisor. And now I was 19 and I felt great. I'm doing all the training and the hiring and the firing. And, my career is rocketing. I'm feeling really good. Well, then in another year, I was promoted to the chief bookkeeper. And that meant I got a big raise and I moved to the day shift and I did all the accounting and the payroll, and I paid the headquarters and did the taxes. And every day I would walk to the bank with the little payments the customers made and a big deposit and talk to my favorite bank teller, Ruby. She'd say, "Hey, hon, how are you? Thanks for waiting for me. Wow, it looks like you got a lot of money there. Business must be really good." I said, "Yeah, we're doing well, and I felt good that people knew me, I was on my way." Well, about 6 months later, one day I was opening up the cash payments from the customer and Bill came in and he stood over my desk. He was a big guy and he reached down and pulled out the cash from some of the envelopes. Some customers actually paid in cash, 5s or 10s instead of checks. And he says, we got a new system here. I'll take these cash. Every time there's cash, you're gonna take those out and give them to me or put them in my desk drawer, and I'll take care of making the deposits and reporting the income. Okay, Bill, there's new system. All right, new system for the cash. Well, the following month, Bill comes back to me and says, don't pay Ed for 5 sales, pay him for 3, because I think some of the customers are going to cancel. I'll talk to Ed myself. Okay, Bill, but be sure you do, because you know, Ed's your father-in-law. Well, then one day Edith comes to me, our best salesperson. Oh no, my check bounced. What am I going to do? I can't pay my rent. I said, oh no, Edith, don't quit. I'm sure it's a terrible mistake. I'll talk to Bill. I'm sure he'll take care of it. So I talked to Bill and he says, don't worry. I got a big bunch of money coming in on Friday and she can cash her check on Monday. Okay, well, that worked for a little while, but this kind of chasing the paychecks to the bank thing kind of continued for a while. But Bill said, don't worry, Claire, I'll take care of you. You're special. Well, one day I went to deposit my paycheck and Ruby says, hi, hon, good to see you. What have you got there? Your paycheck. You know, there isn't enough money in the account to cash your paycheck. So I went back to Bill and he said, I'm getting another big check on Wednesday. Don't worry, I got it covered. Go on Thursday and cash your check. So Thursday I go back to the bank and Ruby's there waiting for me. Hi, hon. She says, look, hon, there ain't never gonna be any money in this account. The account was closed due to suspicious activity. And furthermore, it's been referred to the fraud division. Oh, no. Well, that was the day I left. So much for being special. And now I was probably a criminal co-conspirator. No, this is the worst job I ever had. I never saw Bill again, except, you know, one day I was in the post office buying stamps and staring at the wall and looking at those pictures. And I saw somebody look like Elvis. And I kind of chuckled, kind of looks like Bill, but the name was different. So I didn't, you know, but then I lean in and I read the details. He says, has one arm. So all I got to say is if you ever see a one-armed man who looks like Elvis and wants to sell you something, get the hell out of there.